what were the diabetic symptoms you were dealing with before the treatment? Because we're going to kind of create a baseline. We're going to keep you up to date about what's going to happen with her body over time. It's a slow start. It's going to take a little time for it to show. They said that it could take a couple months. Any reviews I've heard on type 1 diabetes, it takes a couple months for it to really set in. I think it's because it's creating new blood vessels in the pancreas.
They told me that most diabetics that they see, they have neuropathy, they have heart problems, they have vision. Most diabetics have diabetic symptoms. I really didn't have diabetic symptoms. The one thing that I do have, and I didn't even know I had it until I was getting the final
checkup.
I was getting a checkup for my procedure. And so, because I go to my endocrinologist every 6 months, and he checks me for that's part of it. You just get checked for cholesterol, get checked for your A1C. So 6 months ago, whenever I got checked, my cholesterol was fine. But whenever I got checked for Stemgenics, my cholesterol was 177. So that was the only symptom that I had. My vision is 20/20. I don't have neuropathy. I don't have, a lot of the things that people have. I am type 1, and what that means is I'm insulin dependent. I cannot eat anything without insulin. In fact, I take 2 types of insulin. I take a long-acting insulin that I take in the morning and at night, and I take a fast-acting insulin that I take in between meals.
With meals.
Right, I'm sorry, with meals,
yeah.
Yes. In the past several years, my A1C ranged anywhere between 5.1 and 5.6 at the highest. Usually in the wintertime is whenever I have higher A1Cs because I'm sick all the time.
Yeah, and that's another thing that she always dealt with.
Yeah. I was whenever it got cold, I pretty much stayed sick until it got warm again.
Yeah.
I was sick all the time.
It was,
So, I was sick so much that I ended up, I have an issue with antibiotics. Anytime I'm given antibiotics, I have a reaction to it, and I have to take a pill to combat the antibiotics that I take because there's nothing else to give me for my cold.
Yeah, and the thing is, what happens is because she's diabetic, she has extra sugar in her blood, and then antibiotics are mold, and guess what mold's favorite food is? Sugar. And so it grows like crazy, and it causes problems. In fact, if you're diabetic and you take a lot of antibiotics, you may want to go, usually you're going to need to go to a naturopath or a DO to do this, but get checked for candida. You may actually have candida overgrowth.
Yeah, candida raises the sugar. It raises your sugar. It's just not good. It's just not good to have it in your body. A little bit is okay. There's always a little bit in the body, but it can raise your sugars.
In fact, there was a time she went through where she couldn't figure out why she couldn't get her sugars down. She kept having to take more and more insulin, and she was doing everything right, but yeah, her sugar was going up. Come to find out, candida was the culprit. But anyway, getting off topic, we're probably going to address some of the things to deal with type 1 diabetes later on in other videos. We're just trying to give you a little update for now. Other than that, no other diabetic symptoms, no neuropathy, no blindness, none of those other issues, because she kept a really tight diet. And we do eventually want to get to the point where we teach you some of these things.
There was a time that I did, but it was right after I was diagnosed and I was doing the ADA diet, that my left leg had numbness in it. And me and my husband used to work together, and he'd have to pull over on the side of the road, and I'd have to walk all the time, or else it would just get, it would almost feel dead. It would get so numb. But being on the proper diet, it went away. I haven't had an issue with neuropathy, and it never got down to my feet. For some reason, it was in my thigh, but it went away.
Yeah, and again, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Bernstein. Read his book, Diabetes Solution, Diabetes Diet, low-fat, high-carb diet. I'm sorry, scratch that.
No.
Low-carb, high-fat diet is the best thing for diabetics. And so there's also a couple. If you're Facebook, I've been part of a group now. One is, I think if you look up Dr. Bernstein's, it's something along those lines. Another one's called Type 1 Grit. And so you can learn a lot there as well. We'll go into more details about it later because I really do want to teach you guys some of this stuff. It changed Michelle's life when we learned it. She went from an A1C of around 11, being constantly sick and starting to have the vision problems, the dry skin, the blah, 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 blah. Everything
well,
that...
my hair.
The hair, she was getting numbness in her legs and feet, everything that diabetics normally get. But by switching to this, all that other stuff went away. And so we got some good stuff to show you.